How to find peace in God amidst all the worries. I am your refuge. Come to me and find peace. By Jesus Christ, my beloved child, I know how hard life can be. The world pulls you in so many directions, worries about your future, the weight of responsibilities, the pain of loss, and the pressure to succeed. But I am calling out to you, as I always have. Come to me and you will find rest. When I say I am your refuge, I am inviting you to find shelter in me, a safe place where the troubles of the world cannot reach you. Just as a mother bird spreads her wings over her young, I too spread my arms over you, protecting you from the storms of life. In me you will find not just temporary relief, but a peace that lasts, a peace that no earthly storm can take away. Do you feel tired? Not just physically tired, but worn out from the constant grind of life. The never-ending cycle of demands, expectations, and uncertainties can be overwhelming. I see the burdens you carry, and I am telling you now, you don't have to carry them alone. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. When you are overwhelmed, you tend to look for rest in the wrong places. Perhaps you turn to entertainment, hoping that a few hours of distraction will ease your mind. Or maybe you rely on your own strength, thinking that if you work just a little harder, everything will fall into place. But my child, true rest, true refuge is found only in me. When I walked this earth, I saw the struggles people faced. I saw their fears and anxieties, their broken hearts, their exhaustion from the weight of life. That's why I told them, and I tell you now, to come to me. I will carry your burdens. I will give you rest, not just for your body, but for your soul. The peace I offer you is not the peace the world gives. The world's peace is conditional. It depends on circumstances. It's a peace that vanishes when things go wrong. But my peace is different. My peace is rooted in the truth that I am always with you, no matter what happens. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 14:27. When you face hardships, you might wonder why you don't feel peace right away. You might question, where is Jesus in all of this? Why can't I find him? But I am always here. Even when the storm is raging around you, I am present, offering you peace that goes beyond understanding. It's a peace that holds you steady, even when everything else is falling apart. Do you remember the story of the storm on the Sea of Galilee? My disciples were terrified as the wind and waves threatened to overturn their boat. In their panic, they called out to me, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" I was asleep in the boat, not because I didn't care, but because I knew the storm was no match for my power. I stood up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Immediately the storm calmed, and the sea became peaceful. Then I turned to my disciples and asked, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" My child, just like my disciples, you may sometimes feel like the storm is too big for you, but I want you to remember that I am in the boat with you. I am not distant or unaware of your struggles. I am right here, and I have the power to calm the storm in your life, whether that storm is external or internal. Imagine a child who, after a long, exhausting day, runs into the arms of their parent. In that embrace, the child feels safe, loved, and at peace. That's what I am offering you. When life gets too much, when the weight of the world feels like it's crushing you, run into my arms. You will find the peace and rest you need. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 4:18. I know what it's like to feel broken. During my time on earth, I wept with those who wept. I mourned with those who mourned. I experienced human suffering so that I could offer you my comfort. When you feel crushed by life's burdens, know that I am near. I am not far away, watching from a distance. I am close to you, ready to bring healing to your broken heart. One of the hardest things for you to do is trust. The world teaches you that you need to be in control, that you need to have everything figured out. But I am asking you to trust me. Trust that I love you. Trust that I have a plan for you, even when things don't make sense. Trust that I am working for your good, even in the midst of your trials. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. I know it's hard to see how everything will work out, especially when you're in the middle of a difficult season. But my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. I see the bigger picture, and I am weaving together a story of redemption and hope in your life. Even when it seems like everything is falling apart, I am still in control. Think of a house built on a solid foundation. When the storms come, the winds blow, and the rain pours down, that house stands firm because it is built on rock. But a house built on sand will crumble under the weight of the storm. My child, I want you to build your life on me, the solid rock. When you make me your refuge, you are building your life on a foundation that cannot be shaken. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Matthew 7:24. Life will bring storms. That is inevitable. But when you are rooted in me, you will not be destroyed by them. The winds may blow, the waters may rise, but you will stand firm because I am your foundation. I am your refuge. To find true refuge in me, you must surrender. Surrender your fears, your doubts, your need for control. Surrender the idea that you can handle everything on your own. When you lay down your burdens at my feet, you make room for my peace to fill your heart. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. I care for you more than you can imagine. I care about every detail of your life, every worry that keeps you up at night, every tear you cry. When you bring your anxieties to me, you are acknowledging that you need me, that you trust me to handle what you cannot. And when you do that, you will experience the peace that comes from knowing I am in control. So how do you live this out? How do you walk in the refuge I offer you every day? It starts with spending time in my presence. When you come to me in prayer, when you read my words, you are drawing closer to your refuge. You are reminding yourself that I am your shelter, your strong tower. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. Proverbs 18:10. Make it a habit to run to me, not just when the storms come, but every day. Build your relationship with me so that when the hard times do come, you already know where to find your refuge. The more time you spend in my presence, the more peace you will have, even in the midst of life's chaos. I am your refuge. I have always been and will always be. When you feel overwhelmed, lost, or broken, come to me. In my arms you will find peace. In my presence you will find rest. And as you trust me more and more, you will experience the depth of my love and the security of my shelter. You don't have to face life's storms alone. I am here, always ready to be your refuge. Will you come to me, my dear child? In this world you will encounter chaos, confusion, and worry. The world will offer you moments of peace, temporary respites that quickly fade when adversity comes knocking. But the peace I offer you is different. It's not like the peace the world gives. It doesn't waver when life gets tough. It remains steady, anchored in my love for you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 14:27. When I said these words to my disciples, I knew what they were about to face. The cross was drawing near, the persecution, the uncertainty, the fear. And yet, I promised them peace. I didn't promise to remove the storms. They were going to walk through some of the fiercest trials they had ever known. But I promised them something better, a peace that would sustain them through it all. Let's be honest, the world's idea of peace is fragile, isn't it? When everything is going well, when your relationships are stable, your job secure, your health strong, it's easy to feel at peace. But the moment a problem arises, that peace shatters. Suddenly, anxiety takes over, and your mind is consumed with worry. The world teaches you that peace is something you have to achieve or earn. It tells you to find peace in material things, success, wealth, or even in relationships. But what happens when those things fail you? What happens when the job is lost, the relationship breaks, or the health deteriorates? The peace the world offers is built on circumstances, and circumstances are always changing. but the peace I offer you is built on something unshakable, me. When you rest in my peace, it doesn't matter what happens around you. You will remain calm in the storm because your heart is anchored in my love and my presence. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Do you feel burdened by the weight of life's demands? Are you weary from the constant pressure to perform, to succeed, to keep it all together? I see the weight you carry, and I am inviting you to lay it down at my feet. When you come to me, I don't just give you rest for your body, I give you rest for your soul. Many times you try to handle things on your own. You tell yourself that you need to be strong, that you can't let others see your weakness. But I never asked you to carry life's burdens by yourself. I am here, ready to shoulder them for you, if only you would let go and trust me. The peace I offer comes when you surrender. Surrender your worries, your fears, your doubts. Surrender the need to have all the answers. Let me be the one who fights your battles, who calms your storms. When you rest in my arms, you will find peace that the world can't touch. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. The peace I give doesn't always make sense to the world. It's a peace that remains even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. It's the kind of peace that Paul and Silas experienced when they were imprisoned for preaching my gospel. Chained in a dark cell, they had every reason to be anxious, to fear for their lives. And yet, they sang hymns of praise. Why? Because they had my peace. Their circumstances didn't change, but their hearts were at rest because they knew that I was with them. They trusted in my love and in my plan for their lives, even when things didn't make sense. That's the kind of peace I want to give you, a peace that guards your heart and mind, that keeps you grounded in my love, no matter what. Do you remember the story of Peter walking on the water? The storm was raging around him, the waves crashing against the boat, and yet, when he kept his eyes on me, he was able to walk on the water. It wasn't until he looked at the wind and the waves that he began to sink. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and beginning to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me." Matthew 14:30. My child, life will bring storms. The winds will howl, the waves will rise, and there will be times when you feel like you're drowning in the chaos. But I am asking you to keep your eyes on me. Don't focus on the storm, focus on the one who calms it. Just as I reached out and saved Peter from sinking, I will reach out to you. No storm is too great for me. When you keep your focus on me, you will walk through the storm with a peace that defies the circumstances. You will stand firm knowing that I am with you, that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. One of the greatest obstacles to peace is a lack of trust. When you try to figure everything out on your own, when you rely on your own understanding, you become overwhelmed by the uncertainty of life. But when you trust me, you can rest in the knowledge that I am in control. Trusting me means letting go of the need to have all the answers. It means believing that I am working all things together for your good, even when you can't see how. It means knowing that my plans for you are good, even when life doesn't go the way you expected. When you trust me, you will experience a peace that comes from knowing that your life is in my hands. You don't have to worry about tomorrow because I am already there. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders because I am carrying it for you. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Psalm 23:1-3. My love for you is constant, unchanging, and unconditional. It is in my love that you will find true peace. The world may try to convince you that you are not enough, that you need to do more, be more, achieve more. But I am telling you that you are enough simply because I love you. You don't have to earn my love. It is freely given. You don't have to strive for peace. It is a gift I offer you. When you rest in my love, you will find the peace you are searching for. You will find the reassurance that no matter what happens, you are safe in my arms. So how do you live in my peace every day? It starts with abiding in me. Spend time in my presence. talk to me in prayer, read my word. The more you fill your heart and mind with my truth, the less room there will be for worry and fear. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. Isaiah 26:3. Make it a habit to turn to me when anxiety creeps in. When the pressures of life start to weigh you down, come to me and find rest. I will calm your fears, quiet your mind, and fill your heart with peace. Remember that my peace is not dependent on your circumstances. It is a peace that comes from knowing that I am with you, that I love you, and that I will never leave you. No matter what storms you face, my peace is yours to keep. I am offering you my peace, a peace that the world cannot give. It is a peace that endures through trials, that comforts in the midst of pain, and that remains unshaken by adversity. Will you accept it? Come to me, lay down your burdens, and let me fill you with my peace. It is a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that will guard your heart and mind, a peace that will carry you through whatever life brings your way. I give you my peace. Will you rest in it? My beloved child, you've carried these burdens far too long. The weight of your worries, your fears, your struggles, they've pressed down on you like a heavy load, stealing your joy and draining your strength. But I'm asking you today, come to me and let me carry that weight for you. I see what you're going through. I know the battles you face each day, the silent struggles that no one else may understand. But here's the truth. I didn't create you to bear these burdens alone. I'm inviting you to come to me, to place your worries, your anxieties, your deepest fears into my hands. Let me give you peace in exchange for your pain. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. When I spoke these words to my followers, I knew the burdens they carried, the weight of religious expectations, the struggles of daily survival, the deep spiritual longing they couldn't quite put into words. And yet, the invitation I gave them is the same one I extend to you now. Come to me. Life is hard, isn't it? Sometimes the pressures seem too much to bear. The responsibilities of work, family, and relationships all seem to pull you in 1,000 different directions. You're constantly striving to succeed, striving to meet expectations, striving to be strong even when you feel weak. But here's the thing, I never intended for you to carry this weight alone. I see every tear you've cried, every sleepless night when your mind raced with anxious thoughts. I see the moments when you felt like giving up, when the burden seemed too heavy. I see the times when you've tried to be strong for others, even though you felt weak inside. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. I care for you more than you can imagine. I know your deepest fears, your hidden hurts, and the things that weigh down your heart. But you don't have to carry them alone. I am here to carry them for you. You see, the world tells you that you need to be self-sufficient, that you need to hold everything together, but I am asking you to let go, to trust me, to release those burdens in place. You might be asking, how do I give these burdens to you, Lord? How do I let go when life feels so overwhelming? It starts with a simple act of surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up, it means giving over. It means trusting me with the things you can't control and believing that I am able to do far more than you can ask or imagine. When you come to me, I will take that heavy load from you, and I will replace it with my peace. The peace I give isn't fleeting like the world's peace. It's a deep, abiding peace that comes from knowing that I am with you, that I am for you, and that nothing in this world can separate you from my love. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7. When you release your burdens to me, it opens the door for peace to enter your heart. It's not a peace that comes from everything being perfect. It's a peace that comes from knowing that I am in control, even when things seem out of control. It's a peace that guards your heart from anxiety and your mind from worry, a peace that passes all human understanding. There's something else I want you to know. I don't just see your burdens, I carry them. Every heartache, every disappointment, every wound that you've experienced, I've taken upon myself. When I walked this earth, I knew what it was like to experience pain, rejection, and sorrow. I wept with those who wept. I mourned with those who mourned, and I carried the weight of the world's sin on my shoulders. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. Isaiah 53:4-5. I took on your pain so that you wouldn't have to carry it alone. The burden of guilt, shame, fear, and anxiety, all of that I took upon myself when I went to the cross. And because I carried it, you don't have to. I am offering you freedom today. Freedom from the weight of your past, freedom from the pressures of the present, and freedom from fear of the future. I know the path you've walked hasn't been easy. There have been moments when you felt lost, wondering which way to turn. But I am here to lead you. When you give your burdens to me, I will guide you onto the path of peace. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Psalm 23:1-3. As your shepherd, I will lead you to places of rest. I will guide you beside still waters, where your soul can find refreshment. But in order to follow me, you must first trust me. You must trust that I know the way, even when the path looks uncertain. You must trust that I have your best interest at heart, even when life doesn't make sense. The peace I offer isn't found in the absence of trouble, it's found in my presence. When you walk with me, you will find rest for your soul, even in the midst of life's chaos. You will find a peace that anchors you, a peace that carries you through the storms. So I ask you again, will you give me your burdens? Will you come to me and allow me to take the weight that's been pressing down on you? Will you surrender your worries and let me replace them with my peace? Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Matthew 11:29-30. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. When you walk with me, you are not carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders anymore. I am carrying it for you. You are simply walking in step with me, trusting that I will lead you, provide for you, and take care of you. This is the invitation I extend to you today. Come and rest in me. Lay down your burdens at my feet, and let me give you rest. Let me carry what you cannot carry. Let me be your strength when you feel weak, your peace when anxiety overwhelms you, and your guide when the way forward seems unclear. You might be wondering, Lord, how do I actually give these burdens to you? How do I let go of the things that weigh me down? It starts with a simple prayer. Speak to me about the things that are on your heart. Tell me about the worries, the fears, the anxieties that have been consuming you. Name them one by one, and then hand them over to me. In prayer, let go of control and place your trust in my hands. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. Psalm 5:22. As you release these burdens to me, I will sustain you. I will give you the strength to walk through whatever challenges you face. But remember this, you don't have to face them alone. I am with you, always, carrying the weight that you were never meant to carry on your own. I am offering you a life of peace today. It doesn't mean that life will always be easy or that you won't face difficulties, but it means that in the midst of life's challenges, you will find rest in me. You will find peace that surpasses all understanding, peace that guards your heart and mind. Will you accept my invitation? Will you give me your burdens and allow me to lead you into a life of peace and rest? My child, come to me. I am here, waiting for you, ready to carry what you can't carry, ready to lead you into peace. My dear child, I invite you today to dwell in my love. In this world full of trials and uncertainty, there is one place where you can always find refuge, a place where no storm can shake your soul, where no fear can take hold. That place is my love. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. John, I want you to understand that my love is more than a feeling, more than a passing emotion. It is a shelter, a sanctuary, a place where you can rest, no matter what is happening around you. To remain in my love is to live from a place of deep security, knowing that you are always seen, always cared for, and always held by me. The world offers love, but it's often fragile, conditional, and easily shaken by circumstances. My love is different. My love for you isn't based on your achievements, your success, or your failures. It isn't something that can be earned or lost. It is constant, unwavering, and eternal. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Jeremiah 31:3. This is the love I offer you, an everlasting love. It's not the kind of love that fades when things get tough. No, it's a love that remains, even when you stumble, even when you doubt, even when you feel unworthy. My love is the foundation on which you can stand firm no matter what life throws your way. When trials come, and they will, you can rest in my love. When the waves of anxiety, fear, and uncertainty crash against you, you will not be moved, because my love holds you secure. My love is like a fortress, a stronghold that protects your heart from being shaken by the storms of life. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge. Psalm 18:2. But here's the key. You must choose to remain in my love. You must make the decision to stay connected to me, to trust in my love, especially when life becomes difficult. I won't force you to abide, but I invite you to. Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself, it must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. John, what does it mean to remain in me? It means staying close to me, even when you feel distant. It means returning to me in prayer when your heart feels overwhelmed. It means turning to my word when you need guidance, and trusting that I am always with you, no matter what. Remaining in my love is about relationship, about knowing me and being known by me. When you remain in my love, you are connected to the source of life. Just as a branch cannot survive without being connected to the vine, your soul cannot thrive without being rooted in my love. And as you remain in me, your life will bear fruit, not just any fruit, but the fruit of peace, joy, and steadfastness, even in the face of trials. One of the most profound ways you can remain in my love is through prayer. Prayer is not just talking to me. It's sitting with me, being in my presence, and allowing my love to wash over you. In prayer, you open your heart to me, and I pour my peace into you. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7. When you come to me in prayer, you'll begin to experience a peace that goes beyond human understanding. It's a peace that comes from being in the presence of perfect love, a love that is bigger than your fears, bigger than your worries, and bigger than any challenge you might face. When you pray, you are entering into the deep well of my love. You are allowing me to take your burdens, to quiet your fears, and to speak life into your soul. My love will be your anchor, keeping you steady even when everything around you seems unstable. I know that life can be filled with fear, fear of the future, fear of failure, fear of the unknown. But here's the truth. When you remain in my love, fear has no power over you. There is no fear in love. But perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. 1 John 4:18. My love is perfect, and it casts out all fear. When you rest in my love, you are no longer a slave to fear. You don't have to be afraid of what tomorrow holds, because I am already there. You don't have to fear failure, because my love for you isn't dependent on your performance. And you don't have to fear the unknown, because I am your constant, your guide, and your protector. The more you dwell in my love, the less power fear will have over you. My love is a shield around you, guarding your heart and mind from the lies that fear tries to speak. I am inviting you to sit with me, to spend time with me in the quiet moments of your day. When the world feels overwhelming, when your mind is racing with anxious thoughts, come and sit with me. In my presence, you will find the peace your heart is longing for. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 6:10. There is something sacred about being still with me, about resting in my love, without an agenda, without a need to perform or accomplish anything. Just being with me is enough. In those moments, you will feel the weight of my love, and you will realize that you are not alone. Take time to be still, to quiet the noise of the world, and to let my love fill every corner of your heart. In those moments of stillness, you will experience the depth of my love, a love that can't be shaken by anything this world throws your way. When you remain in my love, you are no longer living from a place of lack, fear, or insecurity. You are living from a place of abundance, knowing that you are fully loved, fully accepted, and fully cared for. My love empowers you to live differently, to love others freely, to forgive without hesitation, and to walk confidently, knowing that you are never alone. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. 1 Corinthians 13:13. My love is the foundation of everything. It is the greatest force in the universe, and it is the force that will carry you through every season of life. When you remain in my love, you are walking in the fullness of life, the life that I came to give you, life abundant and overflowing. In this world, you will face challenges. But in the midst of those challenges, remember this: my love is your refuge. It's the place where you can always find shelter, no matter what is happening around you. When the winds of life blow, and when the storms come, my love will keep you safe. The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. Psalm 9:9. There is nothing that can separate you from my love. No trial, no hardship, no mistake, nothing. My love is a constant, unwavering refuge where you can find rest, peace, and security. So today, I invite you to remain in my love, dwell in it, rest in it. Let it be the place where you live from. When you choose to remain in my love, you are choosing a life of peace, a life free from fear, and a life filled with my presence. And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them. 1 John 4:16. Remain in my love, and you will experience the fullness of life that I have for you. My love will be your anchor, your refuge, and your strength. And as you live in my love, you will carry that love into the world, becoming a beacon of hope and peace to those around you. Abide in my love and let it transform your life. My beloved child, do not be anxious about tomorrow. The future, with all its unknowns and uncertainties, often casts shadows over your heart. But I want you to rest in this truth: I have already prepared tomorrow for you. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Matthew 6:34. I understand the weight that rests on your shoulders when you think of the days ahead. Life has a way of piling up concerns, the challenges of work, family, finances, and relationships. But your heart was never meant to carry those burdens alone. That's why I invite you to live in the present, to embrace the peace I give you right here and now. You see, the peace I offer is not just for moments when everything is calm and easy. It's a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that exists even when the storms rage around you. This peace is yours to claim, not just when things go right, but in the middle of uncertainty. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 14:27. The world will tell you that peace comes when everything is settled, when all your problems are solved. But I say to you, peace is available even in the middle of the chaos. It's the peace that comes from knowing that you are not alone, that I am with you, and that I have already gone ahead to prepare the way. Your worry does not change tomorrow, but my love can transform your today. When you live in the moment, trusting me for your next step, you are free from the anxiety that robs your joy. You begin to see my hand at work in ways you would have missed if your mind was preoccupied with what might happen. Let's talk about trust. Worry is often born from the fear that you won't have enough strength, enough time, enough resources. But I'm here to remind you, I am your provider. Just as I care for the birds of the air and the flowers of the field, how much more will I care for you, my child? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life? Matthew 6:26-27. Do you see how much I care for you? Every detail of your life is precious to me. Just as I provide for all creation, I will provide for you. Worrying about tomorrow won't add a single hour to your life, but trusting in me will fill your life with peace. It will open your eyes to see the blessings I've already placed before you. There is something sacred about living fully in the present moment. When you focus on today, you are able to experience the fullness of life that I offer. You are able to see the beauty around you, the opportunities I've placed in your path, and the ways I'm working in your heart. Give us today our daily bread. Matthew 6:11. This prayer reminds you that I am providing for you one day at a time. I don't ask you to worry about tomorrow, next week, or next year. I ask you to trust me for today, to rely on me for the grace, strength, and wisdom you need right now. And when tomorrow comes, I will provide for you again, just as I have always done. When you let go of the need to control tomorrow, you step into a new kind of freedom. You begin to realize that you are not meant to carry the weight of the future on your own. That's my job, and I gladly carry it for you. Your job is to trust me, to live in the love and peace I offer you today, and to let me handle the rest. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Peter 5:7. It's okay to let go. I know it's hard to release your grip on the future, to stop worrying about what might happen. But when you cast your cares on me, you open yourself to receive my care in return. I care deeply for you, and I am already working in ways you cannot see, preparing good things for you in the days ahead. The future may seem uncertain to you, but it is not uncertain to me. I hold tomorrow in my hands. I know what is coming, and I am preparing the way for you. Nothing takes me by surprise. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 9:11. You see, I don't just see tomorrow, I see your entire future, and it's a future filled with hope. I am guiding you, even when you don't understand the path. I am working all things together for your good, even when the way seems unclear. You can trust me with the things that are out of your control because nothing is out of my control. When the temptation to worry about tomorrow creeps in, redirect your focus. Instead of dwelling on the unknown, focus on what you do know. Focus on my love for you. Focus on my mercy, which is new every morning. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3:22-23. Each day is a new opportunity to experience my faithfulness, my mercy, and my love. Instead of letting tomorrow's worries steal your peace today, remind yourself of the many ways I've shown up for you in the past. I have been faithful before, and I will be faithful again. My love never runs out, and my mercy is always available to you. When you choose to stop worrying about tomorrow, you make space in your heart to experience my presence today. And that's where true peace comes from being with me right here, right now. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Psalm 23:1-3. I am your shepherd. I am leading you, providing for you, and refreshing your soul today. When you dwell in my presence, you lack nothing. You have everything you need because you have me. I want you to see today as a gift. Each moment is filled with purpose, with opportunities to grow, to love, to serve, and to experience my goodness. When you are focused on tomorrow, you miss the beauty of today. But when you live in the present, with a heart open to me, you begin to see the ways I am working all around you. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 18:24. Rejoice in today. It is my gift to you. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just need to trust that I am guiding you, that I am working for your good, and that I will never leave your side. So here is my invitation to you today. Trust me. Trust that I have tomorrow in my hands. Trust that I am preparing the way for you, that I am providing for you, and that I will never fail you. Let go of your need to control and rest in the peace I offer you today. Come to me. all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Come to me and find rest. Let go of the worries that weigh you down and allow me to carry them for you. My peace is available to you right now, in this moment. And as you trust me with today, you'll find that tomorrow is already taken care of. My beloved child, true peace does not come from the world. It comes from trusting in me. In the quiet moments of your heart, when fear and uncertainty try to take hold, remember this: I am always with you. You will never walk through life's struggles alone because I am right by your side, offering you a peace that transcends all understanding. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 14:27. I want you to understand that the peace I give is not based on external circumstances. It's not tied to what you have or don't have, to whether things are going well or falling apart. No, the peace I offer is anchored in something much deeper. It's anchored in faith. Faith is not just believing that I exist. Faith is trusting in my presence, my power, and my love, even when you can't see the outcome. It's knowing that no matter what happens, I am here. And when you truly trust in me, a profound peace settles into your soul because you know you are never alone. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1. Think about the storms in your life, the financial hardships, the loss of loved ones, the anxiety over your future. They all can shake you to your core if you let them. But when your faith is in me, those storms no longer have the same power over you. You are anchored, steady, unshakable. Why? Because your peace is not dependent on the storm ending. Your peace is found in trusting me through the storm. There will be times when life seems overwhelming, when you feel like the weight of the world is too much to bear. But even in those moments, I am there. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23:4. Let this promise sink into your heart. I will never leave you nor forsake you. When the shadows loom large, when the path ahead seems uncertain, I am your constant companion, and it is in my presence that you will find peace. The world will tell you that peace comes from security, financial stability, health, and control over your circumstances. But the truth is, those things can be taken away in an instant. The peace that the world offers is fragile and fleeting. It's based on conditions that can change at any moment. But the peace I give is not like that. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. I want you to understand that peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of faith. Faith in me, faith that I will never abandon you, faith that I will guide you through whatever challenges come your way. Let me ask you something. What are you holding on to that is keeping you from trusting me fully? Is it fear of the future? Is it anxiety about your finances, relationships, or health? Whatever it is, I invite you to lay it down. Trust that I am in control. Trust that I know what you need, even before you ask. Trust that I am working all things for your good, even when it's hard to see it. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Peter 5:7. When you let go of the need to control everything and place your trust in me, you open the door for my peace to flood your heart. This peace is not just for a moment. It's a peace that endures through every season of life. It's the kind of peace that gives you confidence to face whatever comes, knowing that I am with you. Let's take a moment to look at the lives of those who have walked in faith before you. Consider the story of Abraham, a man who trusted me even when I asked him to leave everything behind and venture into the unknown. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. Hebrews 11:8. Abraham's peace didn't come from knowing all the details, it came from trusting that I would lead him. And because of that trust, he experienced my peace even in the midst of uncertainty. Or think about the Apostle Paul, a man who faced countless trials, imprisonments, and hardships, yet was able to say, I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:11-13. Paul's peace didn't come from a lack of struggles, it came from his faith in me. He knew that no matter what he faced, I was with him, and that gave him the strength to endure. Now let's bring this back to you. What is it that causes your heart to lose peace? Is it the fear of failure, the fear of losing something or someone dear to you? I want you to know that I see every concern, every fear, and I am inviting you to trust me with it all. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Matthew 11:28-29. Come to me with your worries. Place your trust in me and allow my peace to fill your heart. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. I am here to carry it with you. Here's something important. When you trust me, your peace will not just be for you. It will radiate outwards, impacting those around you. Your friends, your family, even strangers. They will see the peace you carry and wonder where it comes from. And that's when you can point them to me. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Your faith, your peace, can become a light in a world full of anxiety and fear. When others see how you trust in me, even in the face of challenges, they will be drawn to that light. And they too will discover the peace that comes from placing their trust in me. So today, I'm inviting you to take a step of faith. Trust me with your heart, your life, your future. Trust that I will never leave you, never forsake you, and never fail you. In that trust, you will find the peace you've been searching for. Not the peace that the world gives, temporary, fragile, and fleeting, but the peace that comes from knowing that I am with you, always. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 9:11. You have a future in me, a future filled with hope, joy, and yes, peace. Rest in that truth today, my beloved, and let it guide you through every moment. My dear child, in the moments when your heart is burdened with worries and uncertainties, remember that I am holding your hand. Even when the world feels heavy and your soul is weary, I am with you, not distant, not far off, but right here, holding you up. There will be days when you feel like you're walking through a storm, but even in those moments, I am beside you, guiding every step you take. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23:4. You might not always feel my presence. Life's pressures, disappointments, and pain can sometimes obscure the reality that I am near. But trust me, even when you cannot see or feel it, I am holding on to you tightly. I will never leave your side, and I will never let go. Faith isn't about always feeling strong. It's about trusting in my strength when yours fades. Think about the times you've been overwhelmed, carrying the weight of your responsibilities, family struggles, financial challenges, or emotional pain. You may have questioned where I was in those moments, but I was right there, holding your hand, leading you through. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. When you trust in me, you can find rest even in the chaos. The peace I offer isn't dependent on circumstances. It's found in the unshakable truth that I am with you. I am the stillness in the storm, the hand that holds yours when you are walking through darkness, and the strength you need when your own fails. You may ask, why can't I feel your hand, Lord? Why do I sometimes feel abandoned in my suffering? I want you to know this. My love is not dependent on your emotions. Feelings may fluctuate. There are moments when your heart feels my presence powerfully, and there are times when it feels distant. But child, my presence is not dependent on your feelings. I am with you always, and nothing can separate you from my love. For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation, will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Romans 8:38-39. Even when you don't feel my hand, know that I am still holding you. Sometimes it's in those quiet, seemingly distant moments that I am working the most in your life, strengthening your faith, building your character, and preparing you for what lies ahead. Peace is one of the greatest gifts I offer you. But this peace is not like the world's peace. The world gives peace based on circumstances, on how much you have, how well things are going, or how in control you feel. But my peace is different. It's a peace that transcends understanding, that goes beyond the temporary and the fleeting. My peace is rooted in the eternal truth of my love and faithfulness. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 14:27. When you place your trust in me, peace flows like a refreshing stream, bringing calm to the storms of life. It doesn't mean you won't face challenges. Storms will come, trials will appear, but you will walk through them with a heart at rest, knowing that I am guiding you through every step. I understand the human heart. I know the depths of your pain, your fears, your worries. You may feel inadequate, burdened by responsibilities, or overwhelmed by grief. But I want to remind you, I am strong where you are weak. Where you feel like you cannot continue, I am there to carry you. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah 0:29. Remember the story of Peter walking on water. When his eyes were fixed on me, he walked confidently across the waves. But as soon as he focused on the storm around him, fear took hold and he began to sink. Yet, in that moment, I reached out my hand and pulled him up. Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You of little faith," he said, "why did you doubt?" Matthew 14:31. Peter's story is your story. When your eyes are fixed on me, the storm cannot overwhelm you. But even if fear or doubt creeps in, I am here, reaching out my hand to lift you. I will always catch you, and I will never let you fall beyond my reach. Your journey through life is not meant to be walked alone. I am here, your constant companion, your guide. When the path is smooth, enjoy the beauty of the moment, knowing that I am walking with you. And when the road gets rough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, lean into me. Take my hand even tighter, for I will lead you through. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Psalm 23:1-3. Just as a shepherd gently leads his sheep, so I lead you through the hills and valleys of life. I know where you're going, even when you don't. Trust me to guide you, to protect you, and to provide for you along the way. So often, the pressures of life convince you that you must carry the weight of the world on your own. But that is not what I have called you to do. I have called you to rest in me, to trust in me, and to let me carry the weight that is too much for you. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Psalm 5:22. Bring your worries, your fears, and your burdens to me. Lay them at my feet. When you release them, you make room for my peace to enter your heart. You make room for me to work in ways that you cannot even imagine. Consider the woman who was bleeding for 12 years. Her life was marked by pain, isolation, and suffering. Yet in one moment of faith, she reached out and touched my garment, believing that even the slightest connection with me would bring healing. And it. She said to herself, "If I only touch his cloak, I will be healed." Jesus turned and saw her. "Take heart, daughter," he said. "Your faith has healed you." And the woman was healed at that moment. Matthew 9:21-22. Her story is one of faith, but it's also a reminder that I respond to your need. When you reach out in trust, no matter how small, I am there to meet you, to bring healing, and to offer you peace. I want you to see that my hand is not only for the major crises of life, but also for the small, everyday moments. I am there in the mundane, in the ordinary. Whether you're struggling with your career, your relationships, or simply managing the stress of daily life, I am holding your hand. The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. Psalm 37:23-24. In every step you take, I am with you. My hand is guiding you, lifting you, and protecting you. When you feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities of life, remember that you are not walking alone. As you move through life, I want you to walk with the assurance that my hand is always holding yours. No matter what comes your way, whether joy or sorrow, victory or defeat, I am here. You don't have to face any challenge alone. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. In the moments when life feels overwhelming, when you don't know which way to turn to me. Take my hand, trust that I will guide you, and in that trust, you will find a peace that surpasses all understanding. My beloved child, in times when your life feels engulfed in darkness and worry, remember that I am the light that guides you. Life can often seem overwhelming, filled with uncertainty and fear. You may feel lost, wandering through a shadowy valley where hope seems far away. But take heart, for in every shadow, I am the radiant light that dispels the darkness. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. You see, peace doesn't come from having all the answers. It doesn't arise from understanding every twist and turn of your life's journey. True peace flows from trusting in me and stepping into the light I provide. When you let go of your need to control and allow my light to lead you, you open your heart to a tranquility that surpasses all understanding. Consider the moments in your life when you faced challenges that felt insurmountable. In those dark times, how often did you feel paralyzed by fear? When worries cloud your mind, it's easy to lose sight of the hope and guidance that I offer. But I encourage you to step into my light. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Walking by faith means trusting in the unseen. It's about believing that even when you can't see the way forward, I am illuminating your path. Each step you take in faith brings you closer to the peace and understanding you seek. Think of the times I spoke to my disciples, calming their fears in the midst of storms. When they were overwhelmed by waves and wind, they turned to me, and I said, "It is I, don't be afraid." John 6:20. In the midst of chaos, I brought clarity and calm. My light is a powerful force. It reveals truth, it brings comfort, and it dispels fear. In a world filled with confusion and darkness, I offer you clarity. When you focus on me and let my light guide you, the shadows of doubt and fear recede. One of the most effective ways to invite my light into your life is through prayer. In prayer, you communicate with me, sharing your burdens, your fears, and your desires. It's in those quiet moments with me that you can truly feel the warmth of my light. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. Matthew 7:7. As you reach out to me in prayer, I respond with illumination. I reveal the next step you need to take, showing you the way forward even in the midst of uncertainty. The more you seek my presence, the brighter my light will shine in your heart. Worry is a heavy cloak that can obscure my light. It's easy to become consumed by what you cannot control. Yet, I urge you to let go of your worries and instead focus on the light I provide. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Matthew 6:34. Each day is a new opportunity to trust in my guidance. When you allow worry to take root, it clouds your perspective, making the shadows seem darker. But when you step into the light, you'll find that the worries of the day become manageable. When you find yourself at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take, look to me for direction. Just as I led the Israelites through the desert with a pillar of fire by night, I will guide you. My light will illuminate the path ahead, helping you navigate even the most difficult decisions. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 19:10. In your moments of indecision, turn to my word. Let it guide you, illuminating your path and providing clarity in times of confusion. Through Scripture, you'll find the wisdom and direction you need to move forward confidently. Even when life feels dark, know that I am always near. I promise you that I will never leave you alone in your struggles. In those moments when you feel abandoned or lost, I am right beside you, shining my light to guide you home. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. Let this promise wash over you like a gentle breeze. No matter how dark the night may seem, my light will always shine, illuminating your path and offering you comfort. You are never alone, and my presence will always bring peace to your heart. Life will present challenges that can feel overwhelming. You may face loss, disappointment, or uncertainty. But in every trial, remember that my light is a beacon of hope. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of nights, the dawn will break, bringing new light and opportunities. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 35, when you hold on to my light, you'll find hope even in the hardest times. Trust that I am working in your life, shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the blessings that lie ahead. As you experience my light in your life, I encourage you to share that light with those around you. Your faith can be a guiding light for others who may be lost in their darkness. When you reflect my love and light, you become a beacon of hope in a world that desperately needs it. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Let your light shine brightly, encouraging others to seek my light for themselves. Your testimony of faith can inspire those who are struggling, offering them the hope they need to step into the light. To live in the light I provide, it's essential to cultivate a daily relationship with me. Spend time in prayer, immerse yourself in my word, and seek my presence in every aspect of your life. The more you draw near to me, the brighter my light will shine within you. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. James 4:8. In those daily moments, remember that you have the choice to step into the light. Make it a habit to look for my light in every situation. Allow it to guide your thoughts, your words, and your actions. In doing so, you will experience the peace and joy that comes from walking in my light. As you go forth today, carry this message with you. I am the light that guides you. In every worry, in every moment of doubt, remember that you are not alone. Trust in my light and let it illuminate your path. And the city has no need of sun or moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light, and its lamp is the Lamb. Revelation 21:23. Embrace my light in your life and allow it to lead you through the darkest of times. With me by your side, you can face any challenge with courage and peace, knowing that I am the light that will always guide you home. My beloved child, in the chaos and noise of your life, I call you to find peace within. Be still and know that I am God. The world around you constantly demands your attention, pulling you in countless directions. The endless rush of responsibilities, worries, and distractions can make it hard for you to hear my voice. But in the midst of it all, I am here, unchanged, unshaken, and unwavering. In stillness, you will find me. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 6:10. This simple yet profound command invites you to pause, to step away from the endless busyness, and to rest in my presence. It's in this stillness that you'll rediscover the depth of my love and care for you. In a world that thrives on constant noise, silence is a powerful gift. It's in moments of quiet that you can truly connect with me. When you quiet your heart and mind, you open yourself to my presence in a way that busyness and distraction cannot allow. In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength. Isaiah 0:15. When you allow yourself to rest in silence, you create space for my peace to fill your soul. The worries that once consumed you will fade as you focus on me. In the quietness of your heart, you will find strength. It's in this space that you will come to understand that I am in control, even when the world feels overwhelming. I know the challenges you face daily. I see the way you strive to meet expectations, solve problems, and care for those around you. But I also see the toll it takes on you. Your heart becomes weary, and your spirit is often burdened. This is why I call you to be still. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. The invitation I extend is not just to find physical rest, but a deeper rest for your soul. In my presence you will find true peace. You don't need to have all the answers or control over every situation. I am the Lord of your life, and I will lead you through the storms. In the stillness, you will come to know the depth of my peace. This peace is unlike anything the world can offer. It's not dependent on your circumstances or how well things are going in your life. My peace is rooted in the eternal truth that I am with you, always. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 14:27. The world promises peace through success, possessions, or control, but these are fleeting. The peace I give you is constant, even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. In the stillness, when you lay aside your striving and simply rest in me, you'll experience this peace in its fullness. Do you remember the story of Mary and Martha? While Martha was busy with preparations, concerned about all the things that needed to be done, Mary sat at my feet, listening to my words. Martha became frustrated, asking why Mary wasn't helping. But I told her, "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." Luke 10:41-42. In this story, Martha represents the busy, distracted soul that many of you experience daily. You're caught up in doing, in worrying, in trying to control everything. But Mary chose the better path, to sit at my feet and listen. She found peace in my presence, not in her activities. I invite you to do the same. When you're tempted to be consumed by the many tasks before you, remember that the most important thing is to sit in stillness with me. In stillness, there is trust. When you allow yourself to be silent, you demonstrate your trust in me. You acknowledge that you don't need to have all the answers, that you don't have to solve every problem on your own. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. When you quiet your mind and turn your heart towards me, you release the need to rely on your own strength. You place your trust fully in my hands, knowing that I will guide you, protect you, and provide for you. In stillness, your faith is strengthened. Being still is also an invitation to surrender. I call you to let go of your fears, your worries, and your burdens. You were never meant to carry these on your own. When you surrender them to me, you make room for my peace to reign in your heart. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. I care for you deeply. I see the things that weigh on your heart, and I ask you to bring them to me. In your stillness, as you surrender to me, you'll feel the weight lift. You'll experience the freedom that comes from trusting in my love and care for you. Living a life anchored in stillness doesn't mean withdrawing from your responsibilities or ignoring the challenges you face. Rather, it's about approaching life with a heart that is anchored in my peace. It's about making time each day to be still and know that I am God. When you make this a habit, you'll find that even in the busiest seasons, you are never without my peace. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. In every battle, in every storm, I am fighting for you. Your only task is to be still, to trust in me, and to follow where I lead. As you embrace this stillness, you'll find that my peace becomes the anchor that holds you steady, no matter what life brings your way. Practical steps to embrace stillness. Here are a few simple ways you can begin to embrace stillness in your daily life. 1. Start your day with quiet prayer. Before the day's demands take over, spend a few moments in my presence, inviting my peace to guide you through the day. 2. Set aside distractions. Identify the things that pull your focus away from me, whether it's your phone, work, or worries, and make intentional time for quiet reflection with me. 3. Create a space of peace. Whether it's a corner in your home or a walk in nature, find a space where you can disconnect from the noise and simply be with me. 4. Listen to my voice. In the stillness, focus on my word. Read the scriptures, meditate on them, and allow my truths to fill your heart. 5. Practice gratitude. As you sit in silence, reflect on the ways I have been faithful to you. Let gratitude draw you deeper into my presence. 6. My dear child, I am the Lord of your life, the one who brings peace in the midst of every storm. When the noise of the world surrounds you, remember to be still. In the silence, you will find me, your God, your protector, your peace. 7. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Psalm 23, 1-3. 8. Let my presence restore your soul. As you rest in my peace, you'll find strength, clarity, and the reassurance that I am with you always. Be still and know that I am God. 9. As I close, my dear child, I speak these words over you. May my peace fill your heart and mind today and always. May you walk in the confidence of my love, knowing that you are deeply cherished and never alone. Let my peace be your anchor in every storm, your light in every dark valley, and your strength in every trial. My peace is with you, now and forever. 10. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Numbers 6:24-26. 11. Go in peace, my child, and know that I am with you, today and always. Amen.